It's your boy Concert Viz 34. I want to wish everyone out there happy Thanksgiving. It is November 23rd, year 2017. I do want to go over a concert and review it that I went to last night. It was Dead and Company in Hartford, Connecticut. I rocked this shirt today at the Manchester Road Race. This is from last year at Citi Field. I know some of you guys, if you're in the Connecticut area, you probably know about that Manchester Road Race. So I went to the concert last night, woke up really early, 4 a.m. to grab a pre-race meal here at the crib, and then went out for 8:30 to board the shuttles, run the race at 10. So a very eventful last 24 hours for me here, going to the concert and then running. But I do want to wish everyone happy Thanksgiving. We do want to talk about this show, a Thanksgiving Eve show in Hartford, Connecticut, here for Dead and Company, this latest iteration of a Grateful Dead group here with some of the original members, some members that have been supporting, and then you have O'Teal and John Mayer, who really, this is their first Dead-related band that they've been a part of. So, really cool group of guys here, and they are growing as far as they're knowing their roles. They're really forming their own identity of who they are in this whole vast range of people who cover the music of the Grateful Dead. So it's nice to see they're still touring. It was nice to get this tour as well. I didn't think they were going to be doing a fall tour, but hey, man, they are killing it right now. I do want to get on to some pros and get to some cons, and I do want to just let you know I am someone who, I believe the Fare Thee Well, right around that time, so late 2014 into 2015, that's when the Grateful Dead clicked for me. I've been playing guitar since 2008. I've been into blues and rock since I was about 10 or 11 here in the early, right at the turn of the century. But the Grateful Dead never clicked back then. I'd known of them, had heard some songs, never clicked. 2010, I get into Stevie Ray Vaughan, some B.B. King, some Buddy Guy, Eric Clapton, and still didn't click. I was into the blues, and I'd always been a fan of rock. Even classic rock, always been a fan. But the Grateful Dead did not click to me until I started hearing that the Fare Thee Well was about to pop off there for in San Fran at Levi's Stadium, and then Soldier Field, the final set of shows. And it just something happened there, and where I was musically getting into more jam bands, it clicked. So I'm a very new Deadhead, as you would say. So I do want to give a perspective of someone who's just getting into hearing Dead-related acts live here. This is only my third Grateful Dead-related show. All of them were Dead and Company, 2 last year, and this would be my third this year. But the sets were good. I thought the first set was better than the last set. I'm looking at it right here. Just song after song after song that was dope in the first set. And funny thing was, Birdsong was the last song of set 1. As an amateur as I am here for Grateful Dead related songs here, and this is a Garcia cover, I thought it was gonna go into He's Gone with that E major key. I thought it was gonna be He's Gone, but I should have known it would be Birdsong here. So I kind of got tricked. I was getting all hyped up, and I was like, it's Birdsong. Still a great song. Still a dope way to end the set, but it's really cool. Set 2, in the middle, I kind of got bored. I'm not going to lie. Still some great music, but Estimated Profit, nice way to start off. The end of the set, Black Peter to Uncle John's to U.S. Blues, dope. I love the end. The energy started to get up. But China Doll, the other one, Drums in Space, it was good, but it just kind of was a lull in the concert. And I mean, you got members on stage that are well into their 60s here. They're getting up there in age, and I understand that it's tough to be doing this touring stuff, that old in age. So I just felt like the lows and the more chiller parts were too chill. But it is a Grateful Dead. They're not a high energy jam band. But I just wish that the middle of that second set was a little better, a little more pick me up, or even just like when I had heard for this show that I got this Citi Field thing shirt from, there was that Help on the Way portion of it. That He's Gone, Help on the Way, Slipknot, that whole thing. That was slow, but it was amazing. But this second set, it was, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it as much. Another negative, the temples. I mean, again, I'm just getting into listening to years and years of stuff here in the last was it about 2 or 3 years of listening to older Grateful Dead stuff. And this year I've been listening to a lot of stuff from '77 with Cornell coming out, and then just listening to Hartford, because it also, the cool thing is this venue, XL Center, it was the Hartford Civic Center, but they had that recording from 1977. It's 40, yeah, that'd be 40 years ago here. So that's why I kind of wanted to get out this show too, just being at the 40th anniversary of that show that was released as a live recording later on. So I was hoping they would be, doing a special show here in Hartford, knowing it's been 40 years since that run. But I mean, it was, again, the middle I just wish was a little better. Another criticism here, the ticket prices to me were a little too expensive, but I still went, and that's kind of part of the problem is when you love live music like me, and I know many of you guys can relate, sometimes you're just like, man, these tickets are wild, but you just end up buying a ticket. So just to put this in perspective, I just went by myself. A lot of my friends were like, look, I don't want to pay the money. It's not worth the prices. We love the Dead, and some of my friends have been to tons and tons of even, some of them even saw the original Grateful Dead. Some of them have only seen other, Bob Weir stuff, Rat Dog and Phil Lesh, but still, they're diehard Deadheads, so they didn't go because they're just like, the pricing. My ticket, I got some uppers right next to the stage, and I think I ended up paying like $91 for a single. Just to put that in perspective, that was on StubHub, and we know these secondaries have some crazy fees, but the fees to buy a seat one row back from the primary the day before was $94 to $95, I believe. I didn't check out, so there probably was an extra, fee they smack in your face. So the fees for the primary are ridiculous for this concert. I'm sorry, and I that's why I bought from StubHub, and I ended up biting the bullet. But I mean, I love this band, but I mean, it's a lot of money. And it's interesting because when they first came out, the prices were, I feel they were a little less expensive, just a little less expensive, $20 to $30 cheaper. And that was when it was more in demand, because they're like, oh, snap, we don't know how long Dead & Company is going to, be pulling up. I thought the first set of shows, and I believe that was 2015, were the most price-worthy shows, because you didn't know that could have been a year and that's it. But as they've gotten more and more shows, the prices should go down. But these steal your face VIP, mumbo jumbo packages, and even just a regular face value, way too much money, in my opinion. That's why I ended up just getting an upper. Now, for a younger Grateful, if it was 2017 and let's say the band just happened to be a little bit younger, I could understand the 150 and all that stuff. But this band is older. The tempos are slower. Still great. They still got John Mayer. They still got Old Teal. They're younger there than the rest of the crew. But I just think the pricing, it needs to change. This is an overall issue with live music. And I've skipped shows just because of the pricing. For some of these older acts that are trying to charge way too much than what they're worth, and the secondary being cheaper. These, what we call these scalpers, are charging less, and then StubHub's fees, I'm finding a lot now. I'm just buying tickets on StubHub because all these primary fees and this VIP package costs and all this to get a decent seat is ridiculous. It needs to change in music. But I am grateful to be able to experience live music. I'm grateful as well for everyone that was out there, the security, the police. I believe the FBI was out there because there were some threats. We know how that goes. Sometimes the threats are just jokes. Sometimes nowadays in 2017, you don't want to play. So I was by myself. So to be by myself walking through the streets of Hartford and there being a threat be made, I'm glad the police were out there covering the street. Security was tight. People were looking out for each other as far as fans. And it was really nice to get home safe with no tragic event happening. It's happened too much with live music. But other than that, it's your boy ConcertViz34. I'll have some videos up. Some of them may be up by the time I post this video of the show. Some upper level stuff, so it's not the best views. But hey, I just wanted to share some of the moments here and there of the show. But happy Thanksgiving, and definitely like, subscribe, and comment. Otherwise, I'm out.